Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Tourism and Civil Aviation, the Honorable William Ngavoka, fellow Cabinet Ministers and Assistant Ministers here today, Honorable Vasu and the Honorable Ditoka, and Honorable Vode and Honorable Mbanival. UNDP Deputy Regional Director for Asia and the Pacific, Christopher Bowen, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Regional Development Director for the British High Commission, Jean-Paul Penrose. The ADB Head of Program, Ms. Jacqueline Connell. Officer in Charge and Deputy Resident Representative of UNDP Pacific Office in Fiji, Ms. Yamarash Woki. The Resident Representative to Fiji, Honorable Zanaka. Governor of the Reserve Bank. Blue Warriors, I thought I'd mention them here today, Mr. Taholo Kami and Mr. Justin Hunter. Invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Mbulavinaka, and very good morning to you all. I am delighted to be here today at the launch of this event that empowers the sustainable use of our ocean's ecosystem. As a large ocean state, our oceans serve as a lifeline for economic growth, improved livelihoods, and jobs, so it is intrinsic and why we should safeguard it. Spreading over 1.3 million square kilometers, it is estimated that our marine resources and their services to Fiji's people are worth around 2.5 billion per year. And with over 70% of Fiji's population living within 5 kilometers of the coastline, Fijians have an intrinsically strong relationship with the ocean economy. In recent years, the blue economy has become an important area of focus for many countries around the world to create new opportunities and generate sustainable growth from their ocean resources. Fiji has had an important role to play in bringing this to bear. And at this stage, I wish to acknowledge the good work of the previous government and their efforts. In Fiji, the blue economy also holds enormous potential for the development of various industries such as food security, shipping and fisheries, just to name a few. By leveraging these opportunities, Fiji can create new jobs, drive economic growth, and reduce dependence on traditional resources of revenue. It is a very exciting opportunity. This is where the Blue Accelerator grant scheme, or BAGS, provides the necessary assistance to the private sector, including micro, small, and medium enterprises and cooperatives, to sustainably unlock the development potential in Fiji's blue economy. Having served in the private sector like Honorable Ngavoka for many years in my professional career, I know too well the challenges faced in gaining access to finance. Similar sentiments which I have gathered through my recent meetings over the last month or so with members of the private sector. Blessed with great potential, the blue economy space, whilst new to many, needs a robust and clear pathway to graduate projects from grant dependency to viable debt and equity investments, or as we say in the banking business, bankable opportunities. And the Blue Accelerator grant system demonstrate that if tailored business development support is paired with grant-based impact financing and clear pathway to scale, transformative projects that would have otherwise not seen the light of day can become increasingly viable and investable. If managed well, this can become the new template in making meaningful interventions into an economy such as Fiji and the rest of the South Pacific. The new coalition government recognizes the importance of taking innovative steps to resource mobilize Fiji's climate ambitions and bilateral arrangements to support critical sectors that create sustainable livelihoods. And for that reason, the private sector-led growth remains vital to pave our nation's way in a post-pandemic economic recovery, in parallel to economic diversification, which is one of the top priorities of the coalition government, supporting economic empowerment, particularly in rural communities. With the emerging need of growing Fiji's blue economy, the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP program support for the first 8 cohorts of 8 projects gives tangible meaning to Fiji's blue economy aspirations in the areas of sustainable aquaculture, sustainable ecotourism, marine conservation, protection, blue shipping, and e-mobility. The first cohort supports 8 projects valued at $4 million US, as the Honorable Ngaboka said, which is an equivalent to 8 million Fijian. The sectors range from sustainable fisheries to blue shipping and e-mobility. Many of these projects involves the community, immeasurable development and power to our people. Projects such as the J. Hunter Pearls Fiji Savu Community to Edible Pearl Oyster Farms, Talanoa Treks, and the Utuneolo Trust Creating Fiji's Ocean Trail provides an opportunity to empower our communities. Marine conservation and sustainable ecotourism are one of the many contributors towards sustainable development goals. I have just met Justin recently, and we actually sampled some of his oysters. The farm actually advocates for marine conservation that brings numerous farmers and repurposed for their existing hatcheries to support edible oyster production, and most importantly, leverage their community-owned farms to be part of the supply chain and conduct seaweed and oyster farming. Harvested by women from nearby villages at 10 to 14 months of age, these young oysters are not the same as your common edible oyster, but more like a scallop in flavor. I'm not getting commission from Justin, by the way, and texture. Recognizing the delicacy as a hatchery-reared sustainable seafood, which can be traced to an environmentally sustainable source. I believe Justin is also looking at some export markets for these succulent oysters. And if you have not tasted them, I recommend them to you. Maybe we have found the next Fiji water product in these oysters. Another important project I wish to highlight is the Utuneolo Trust, a non-profit organization that promotes responsible ocean stewardship and community development by rekindling the art of traditional sailing and navigational skills. These warriors of the environment are leading examples of how we can blend the blue economy, cultural preservation, and building opportunities. I am told the Utuneolo will be in Vunda Marina next year for about 6 months every year. And for you who are into adventure tourism, I highly commend that opportunity to you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to see this first batch of cohorts continue to actively engage with local communities, particularly women and youth, as an integral part of their business model. For instance, my ministry has partnered with the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization in forming cooperatives and conducting business training for communities. We also partnered with the Live and Learn in Forest Conservation via carbon trading, in forming cooperatives and economic empowerment programs in Manoa. So what I'm trying to convey is this. We have to separate discussions we have to have separate discussions to take our partnerships to the next level in terms of making these projects sustainable. The projects are not fully funded under BAGS funding. It is through financial leverage and the coalition government together with our partner UNDP, we are looking at creating a pipeline of innovative investment projects that reflect Fiji's blue economy ambitions and unlock the economic potential for our future generations. This, of course, is with our bilateral partners as well. Therefore, more support from our bilateral partners is needed to continue supporting these innovative projects, such as the 8 projects in the first cohort. With those few words, I would like to commend with appreciation the UNDP, UNCDF for partnering with the Fiji government to implement BAGS. Our collaboration demonstrates a country-driven approach towards sustainable development. I would also like to thank the government of the United Kingdom for its continued support in developing Fiji's blue economy. We look forward to securing more support from you, Mr. John Paul. No pressure. In closing, I look forward to discussing more ideas and hearing your thoughts during the panel discussions. Thank you for your attention, and Vinaka Vagaleu.